I think the thing I'm most proud of, and I hope you've all felt this, is like when you go to my grid, it's like a potpourri of randomness. Everyone's so obsessed with their grid being on brand. It's just not how people consume. They're consuming content to content. So the thing that's definitely happening in your world, if your wife's like, fuck this shit, I don't wanna do this every day, you're not challenging yourselves to figure out other ways to do content. People get into ruts. They have something that works and they do it for the next 7 years. Like you have to try different shit. Like again, the thing I'm most proud of, and I want you all to go look at my last 100 posts on Instagram. We're trying all sorts of shit. Pouring fucking milk into coffee to say be you. Like I'm saying the same shit for 20 years. But if you find different creative ways and you understand, you can find that pay dirt. So like maybe it's just audio. Maybe the two of you should have dinner where you know you're recording the dinner and you like know you're recording it and it's all audio. And you just literally like talk about shit that you want like to get out there and that's your podcast. And maybe that's your creative pay dirt. Cause that would be like some shit that I would listen to if I gave a fuck about a couple. Just them having dinner. And like literally.
2 post carousels?
Yep, still working, but like again, I'm already feeling the, it's just that's why I'm calling it day trading attention. I'm trying to get people out of the rut of like, oh, this works. They think it works for like the next 9 years. You gotta be in it. You've hit that place we all have hit. Fatigue of the style of the creative or the distribution of the creative. You gotta challenge yourself. Does that make sense? Yeah. Introducing new people. You know when a sitcom has a great run and it's getting a little tired, they bring in like the kid, like that fucking weird kid for, the Brady Bunch, and even Leo DiCaprio I think was like the kid for Growing Pains. Like they're, like to spice it up. Like Cosby Show I think had a kid. Like every great sitcom, when it gets tired, introduces that new character with the hope. Like you may want to introduce a new character to your ecosystem.
I think that's what we're just thinking about is like as we introduce new things, trying to measure that to like that is working.
You know what's funny? Like you got to make sure you have patience in that. It's funny, like always think about your purest self when you were winning and then realize after levels of success how you're no longer that person. Me holding on to 2005 Gary is probably my best business move because you weren't fucking ROI measuring in 2014 Instagram the way you are now. You've become mature. You've become corporate. You're looking for ROAS and CAC and LTV, acronyms you didn't even know what the fuck they meant 8 years ago when it started popping off. 2005 Gary still runs this. As a matter of fact, you know this, you guys know this. 2005 Gary or 2011 Gary, if we're talking Vayner X terms, came back a couple years ago and, right? And it's been way better, right? Because I wanted to learn what I didn't know what I didn't know. So I started bringing in more of corporate agency DNA over like a 5-year period. And then I knew what it was and I was like, all right, I'll keep the 3% of this garbage that I like, and we're gonna go back to 97% me, and boy, right? Right? It's like, and forget about feelings, like the P&L shows it, and it's just real life.
This whole content is you now.
Yep. Yep. So, cool. Themes that work, right?
Yeah.
That.
Thanks. I'll end here. Just external, like generating, like, taking advantage of like external media opportunities, right?
Yep.
We have a bunch coming our way now versus just deciding to go in-house with generating that. Is there a way that you like kind of evaluate that to make that call of like, hey, like do your own show on YouTube and just press that? Because
I think it's and. Now, if you're saying show, like obviously an external production company, like I think right now if you're off the air, which it sounds like you are, I do my own show immediately, so when the next production company comes and wants you to do something, you're like, yeah, but I'm keeping my show. And like, yeah, you can do that. We're gonna do a different version here. So that would be on my mind on strategy.